Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be customizing the brand new Gallivanter Baller STD. This thing just got released into online right now, and it is an Imani Tech capable vehicle, which is pretty cool. Go ahead and like the video, guys, if you enjoy. Of course, dislike if you don't. And we're going to go ahead and get started with the customization here with the arch covers. Arch covers, that's kind of cool to see on this thing. I'm not going to lie, I like that. I'm going to go for the primary arch kit. I typically wouldn't because it's going to make the wheels kind of stick inside the fender line, which I don't really like, but honestly it doesn't look too bad, so we'll go ahead and do that. I'll go ahead and throw the armor upgrade on as well. We also have the brakes, got to do that as well. For the body trim, oh, that's kind of sweet that you can do this. So you can go for primary trim, secondary trim, carbon trim, or black trim. I'm going to go ahead and throw on carbon trim. I feel like it's going to look probably pretty good, so we'll do that. For the front bumper options, we have a couple splitters that we can do here. I'm going to go for the small splitter. I feel like that's the best looking one, so we'll do that. For the rear bumpers, I think I'm going street diffuser. That's the best looking one for sure. It's the cleanest at least, so we'll go for that. Engine upgrade, let's go ahead and throw that on. For the exhaust, we have a few different things we can do. I kind of like the dual, or the quad exhausts. I feel like I'm going to go for the quad round bore exhausts. I feel like those look pretty good, so we'll go ahead and throw that on. For the hood, we have the flat hood, which I guess just makes it so that there's not a little dip there in the hood. That's kind of cool. We got the sport hood as well, which basically is the opposite. It raises it. We got the vented sport hood as well. That's not bad. Carbon vented sport hood. We got the vented race hood, rally hood, and the rally vented hood. I feel like the vented sport hood, I feel like that looks pretty good, so I'm gonna go for that one for right now. For the Imani Tech that this thing has, I'm going missile lock on jammer. You already know it. For the lights, I'm gonna go xenon. The lights on this thing are pretty dim, so I feel like xenon is definitely the way to go. Also gonna throw the neon kit on to lower the center of gravity. It's gonna make the car handle just a little tiny bit better, so that'll be nice. We're gonna go ahead and switch the color up to silver here so we can actually see these livery options that this thing has. So to start off with, we got the white stripes. We also have the black stripes, white stripes alternate, black stripes alternate. We have the for king, so Union Jack, that's kind of cool. And then and country. I don't really like this sort of off color. It seems kind of weird to me. We got the Sasanta Nove livery, as well as the alternate of that in gold, which is ignorant. We got the dual camo alternate, Flint Racing, and that is about it. I'm not really feeling any of the liveries, to be honest. I feel like they're all kind of like, I don't know, they don't really suit the vehicle in my opinion, so I'm gonna leave them alone. I will go for the carbon alternate mirrors. I feel like the alternate mirrors look a lot better than the stock. I feel like that's just a much better shape, so I'm going for that. Mud guards, I'm gonna skip on that. I don't want mud guards on this thing, to be honest. Yellow on black for the plate though, for sure. We will go for that. For the actual respray now, oh man, I feel like I've seen Range Rovers in like a shadow silver like this, and I feel like it looks real good. At the same time, I could also be convinced to go for like almost like a British like racing green sort of thing, but maybe a little darker, like olive green or something like that. It could be okay. Saxon blue as well, pretty good looking. What about the browns? Is there any browns that look kind of good? Honestly, like a sandy brown wouldn't be too bad. Something a little different. White, of course, is like super classic on these. We could go for like a frost white. I know that's so boring though. I feel like everybody who's customizing this thing today is probably gonna go for like a frost white or some shit. So I'm gonna skip on that. I think honestly, I feel like I like the idea of the olive green, so I'm gonna go for that for right now. And then for that secondary color, what does it do? It does the fins on the roof, and it looks like that's about it. Oh, it does the stitching on the seats too. Okay, let's go for olive green on that too. Might as well match it up. And then the trim color on the interior, we can change this. I feel like I want to go for something a little bit lighter, like maybe a midnight silver or like a cast iron silver or something like that, just to like brighten it up a little bit. Maybe rolled steel even. That could be kind of nice. Or shadow silver. Let's go shadow silver actually. Let's do that. For the roof, we got the full primary roof. Oh, I guess there's a part of it that's carbon up there, hey? Okay, I see. All right, full primary, we got full secondary, we got the full carbon roof as well. Now, I could go for that, but it really depends if I can make that carbon, which I'm assuming that I'm going to be able to do. So let's go full carbon roof. but if I cannot do that to the spoiler, then okay, we can. Good. Okay, we got the carbon trunk upper. I like that. We also have the carbon trunk cutout. That's interesting. And then we have the aggressive trunk cutout. That's not bad either. I'm gonna go for the carbon aggressive trunk cutout. Let's look at these other options. So just because, why not? I mean, they're insane. It's a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of goofy looking stuff. So that's what's up with that. For the sun strip, we could go for one. I'm not a big fan of it though, so I'm gonna skip that. Wow, you can slam this thing down, huh? Okay. You know, I will go for... Oh, I'm tempted to not even go for anything here. I will go lowered just to do something to it, but I feel like stock ride height is definitely the way to go on this thing. We'll go for the race transmission. We'll go for the turbo on this as well. For the wheels, there's no skirt option, I guess, hey? That's kind of brutal, but oh well, it could be worse, I guess. Actually, really couldn't be. Not having a skirt option is kind of lame, but anyway, whatever. Let's see SUV category for right now. Let's see what's up in here. Is there anything in here? I never look in the SUV category, so if there's something in here that we find that's good, that would be a miracle. But I usually skip it because it's pretty trash, and it looks like it's still trash, so that's good to know. What about in the track category here? I feel like the high fives could work with this thing pretty well. I feel like the Super Lux also aren't bad. Man, maybe the ice storms. Yeah, they're okay. I don't know. Street category. What about? You know, I do like the concave mega mesh on a Range Rover. I feel like that's actually a pretty good looking rim. You know, deep flake reverse could also be kind of cool too. A little more aggressive, sort of, you know, like a SVR or something like that. Man, Hyperfresh. You know what? The Hyperfresh they could kind of work. I could kind of rock out with the Hyperfresh. Mercy concaves. Oh man, I don't know. You know, I'm gonna go deep flake reverse. I don't really use these that often, so I'm gonna do that. And then we could either go black to kind of match up with the carbon, like a carbon black, something like that. Could also go for like a black steel to match up a little bit more so with the interior, or to kind of offset the green, we could go for like some sort of a dark ivory or like a bronze sort of look. I feel like that could be kind of nice. I feel like the dark ivory honestly like complements the olive green really well. Man. I'm gonna go dark ivory. I know a lot of people aren't gonna like this build, especially all the new people coming to the channel today. They're, what the hell is this? I feel like it looks good. I'm not gonna lie, but whatever you're into. I will go. You know what? I will go limo tint today, and that is all we can do. So let's head outside, and we're gonna do a sound test and then a full review on the car. It's looking so damn good outside, man. Oh my god. I don't know how people don't like this color combo, but anyway, let's take a listen to this thing. Honestly, it doesn't sound too bad. It's a very average SUV sound. I feel like this thing actually shares its sound with the Rebel GTS, if I'm not mistaken, and probably more SUVs. I would even say maybe the Enos Jubilee. It's definitely recycled. It's nothing new. It's nothing too crazy. I will say this thing is pretty quick. It's pretty darn quick. This thing is like fast actually. For an SUV, not bad. Definitely not bad. I feel like it looks really nice. I feel like my only issue that I'm sort of feeling with it is this thing's really, really tall, man. It's super tall, and I feel like lowering the suspension really like kind of like adds to it a little bit, you know, because it's lowering the bottom half of the car, but the top is still really high. I also feel like the wheels might be a little too small for this thing as well. Oh my god, hang on, boys. I got business to take care of here right quick. There we go. All right. As far as the performance goes, the acceleration definitely seems like a highlight feature to me. And with that being said as well, the handling is pretty good from what I've experienced so far. Haven't gone around too many corners, but from what I've seen, I feel like this is definitely one of the better handling SUVs. I would say it feels very similar to the Rebel GTS, actually, like extremely similar. Which, if you don't know anything about the Rebel GTS, that's a very good SUV. So it feels good. It feels good for an SUV. It goes around that corner nicely at pretty much full throttle, very high speed. So it's definitely a bit of a performer, I would say. I could see this thing actually being one of the best SUVs in the game as far as racing goes. I feel like the performance of this is actually pretty up there. Definitely outpaces some vehicles, like I would say like the Enos Huntley S, for example. Which is still a pretty fast SUV. So as far as performance goes, I feel like this thing is really nice. I feel like it's very luxurious looking, and I do like the customization options that they give us. As with many of the recent Gallivanter ballers that we've gotten in the game, whether it's the ST or this thing, the STD, as well as the last ones they released, which was like the LWB and I can't remember the other one, but the LE. All of them have been really nice. All the Range Rovers in this game are really nice. I do feel like I would have way rather had like a Trackhawk or something like that instead of another Gallivanter baller that's like, let's be honest, this thing's basically the exact same as the ST. It just costs 1.8 mil. However, it does have a huge bonus being that it has Imani tech, so I would say that makes it automatically way more worth it over the regular Gallivanter baller ST. I think the STD is definitely more worth just for the Imani tech capabilities that it has. That is pretty darn nice to have, I will say. That's pretty much all I have to say about the STD, guys. It's a pretty good performing SUV. As far as Imani tech SUVs go, I feel like it's definitely up there. I feel like this thing is definitely better than the Vapid Illusion that we also got with this DLC for sure. So yeah, no complaints. I would say I recommend picking this thing up if you're in need of another Imani tech vehicle, or if you want one, or if you want a luxury SUV that has Imani tech. Look no further. This thing is pretty awesome. I will just do one more quick test. I already know what the answer is going to be, I think, but let's see if this thing has bulletproof windows. Oh my god, I was wrong. I was gonna say I don't think it has bulletproof windows, but it does. That's interesting. So it's got bullet resistant windows. That's cool. That's like the first gen Imani tech cars. That's super neat. I wonder if this thing has better armor than some of the other ones or not. But that is pretty cool. So it does have bullet resistant windows like the first gen Imani tech cars. That's pretty cool. So keep that in mind as well if you're planning on buying this thing. It does have bullet resistant windows. It can take 15 shots from an assault rifle. That's pretty neat. Anyway guys, that's it for the Gallivanter Baller STD customization and review in Grand Theft Auto Online. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you learned something, a like is of course appreciated, if not dislike. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Peace.